Hi everyone. So today for math, we're doing 10.3. 10.3 is some more types of lines. So we've already learned on here the point, we've learned line, we've learned line segment, we've learned array, we've learned what an angle is. So now we're going to be looking at the last three types of lines that we might see. So we have intersecting lines right here. And thinking about the word intersecting, have you ever heard that word before? What does it mean if something's intersecting? I'm looking at these lines, if I'm telling you these are intersecting. Intersecting means like they are meeting. They're touching, they're coming to a point where they meet. So these two lines are intersecting because you can see how this is one line, JK, and this is one line, HI, and they meet at this center point. And this is what we would call, again, like a vertex, right? That center point. So I named that center point X. So how I would read this is line JK and line HI intersect at point X. They're intersecting, they're touching, they're meeting, they're coming to a point where they cross each other's paths. So intersecting means that they're touching, they're meeting. And usually it gives you the point name of where they're intersecting. Okay, so here we have parallel lines. Parallel lines mean lines that will never meet. So it's like the complete opposite of intersecting lines. Parallel lines, notice how they never touch. They're one above the other, but you might see parallel lines also like this. They could like be slanty. They might even be vertical, up and down, but these are horizontal parallel lines. So these lines will never touch. So I would say line DE is parallel to line FG. And that little symbol in between, it's just like, it looks like a little 11, right? It just means parallel to. That's the symbol for it. So line DE, that's how we would call it by its name because of the points, is parallel to line FG. They're parallel to each other because we see that they will never touch. They are perfectly aligned and in sync where one is perfectly above the other and they never cross paths. The last type of lines that we're going to be learning about is called perpendicular lines. And perpendicular lines are lines that do intersect, they do meet. So they're kind of like intersecting lines, but the only difference is that perpendicular lines have to create right angles when they meet. They have to create those 90-degree angles. So here, if you can see, this is one line. This is called line NO. And then this other line I made is called line LM. Do these two lines make perpendicular lines? Yes, because notice where they meet at the center. Look at how they're forming four right angles, right? There's one right angle here, angle L, NL. Well, there's no center point there, but right here, there's another right angle right here, and then there's another right angle here, and another one here. So four right angles, and that kind of helps you with the squares. Again, remember I told you guys in lessons previous to this that when you see a square inside of the angle, that means it's a right angle. It's 90 degrees. So perpendicular line, it means that all four parts of it create these 90-degree angles. So I would call this line LM is perpendicular to line NO. This is the symbol for perpendicular to. It kind of looks like an upside down T. So that's how I would read that. So perpendicular lines, they intersect, they meet, but different than just regular intersecting lines, they create 90-degree angles. They create those right angles. So like a perfect plus sign. So if they're like this one, that's fine, but sometimes you might even see it turned to the side. So you have to just really look for those little squares inside. That tells you that it's forming right angles. So that would be perpendicular lines. So that was pretty much it. Quick and easy. Go work on that exit slip, identifying the different types we talked about today. Go on to Think Central, do your assignment on there, and then the optional work again. You'll have an assignment on Freckle, Khan Academy, math games, so you can check those out as well. All right, so good luck, have fun with this, and I'll talk to you guys later.